Hello there guys, welcome back to another episode of Grassroots to Greatness, here with Bolton Wanderers at the Lofthouse Stadium. So, we've had a decent start. We had a bit of a blip at the very beginning. Obviously you saw the first defeat. It carried on into the second game, but now we've found our feet a little bit. We've really kicked on. A couple of signings have been made, we'll go through those in a minute. But first of all, here's the matches you've missed since you were last with me. Yeah, things didn't start very well. We lost the opening day and then we lost our first home game of the season to Chorley by 2-1. We led after the 9th minute through Andrew Farmer, and then they scored 2 goals in the last 6 minutes, if you count the injury minute as a minute, if you know what I mean. They scored 2 goals then and beat us. It was a sucker punch to say the least, but I had a team meeting after that game and gave the lads one hell of a rollicking. And it kind of snapped them out of it. We came up against Kidderminster, who were bottom of the league. We were one from bottom, they were bottom, and beat them by 3-1. A much more, I don't know how to word, a much more secure performance in defence. It was a lot more organised. I think the tactic starting to, work in. They're starting to get familiar with it, and it's starting to work as we're going forwards. Then we went away to Stourbridge and beat them by 3-1, a Glenford Fleming hat-trick. That boy is far too good to be playing at this level, so I'm hoping he can keep this up and we can perhaps get a few quid for him going forwards. My God, this game against Daventry was an up and down affair. We were all over them. We went 2-0 up thanks to that boy, Ricky Fish. He's making up for not playing for a few years, I can tell you. He got 2 goals and then they pulled it back to 2 apiece with 75 minutes gone. And I thought, here we go, it's going to be 3-2 to them, 4-2 to them, 5-2 to them, something like that. And then the game progressed and I thought, okay, a point. And then Glenford Fleming popped up a minute before time and slotted home to make it 3-2 to Bolton. And it was a deserved win. I'd have been peed off if we hadn't got it, to be honest. Then just look at that. Feed the fish and he will score. A hat-trick for Ricky Fish. He's been superb on the left. He's not a great player, but he just seems to pop up in the right place at the right time from rebounds and balls across the area. He's just been fantastic. Liddicoat got the 4th goal. Well, not the 4th. Well, it wasn't the 4th of the match, but the 4th goal altogether. And Chester were just shockingly poor. Bradford Park Avenue then fell to 3 goals from Glenford Fleming, his second hat-trick of the season. Matt Smith got a booking and sent off towards the end of the game, but it wasn't ever going to cause us any trouble after being 3-0 up at half time. We then sort of laboured to a 1-0 win over Leamington. Glenford Fleming with a goal again. We were a much better team than them, far more dominant than them, but we just seemed to really struggle across the line, and some of the players' fitness was pretty poor in that match. And then we got beat by Gainsborough Trinity. I think they're still called Gainsborough Trinity, or are they just Gainsborough now? I'm not 100% sure. I think it's Gainsborough Trinity still. Luke Lofts with a hat-trick for them, Naughty Cox and Glenford Fleming with the goals for us. It looks like we were the better team, but we just had a lot of shots, but they just were far more clinical than us. Troy Shotton made an absolutely fantastic triple save from Lofts, otherwise he'd have had 4 goals and we'd lost 4-2. But bit of a kick in the teeth. Then we were 3rd and we came up against 2nd place Alfreton, and it was a bloody close game. They took the lead on 24 minutes. Ricky Fish popped up on 47 to equalise before Lewis Ferguson put them back ahead on 56. Fleming equalised on 60, and then Joe Warren wrapped up the 3 points on the 80th minute. We were lucky to get away with all 3 points. I would have been happy with a point. And then last time out against Buxton, we drew 2 apiece. Naughty Cox, it's just so funny saying Naughty Cox scored on 4 minutes. Brian Barton equalised on 11. Glenford Fleming then popped us back in front on the 28th, but Ricky Taylor, who is now a Bolton player, I'll have you know, scored on 32. A point was probably fair on the day, despite the fact we bossed a lot of the game. Okay then guys, so as you can see, we've done pretty bloody well in my opinion. We are 2nd in the Vanarama North at the moment, just behind Boston. Well, I say just behind Boston. They've got a little bit of a leeway on us, but we're not a million miles away from them. Glenfer Fleming's the league's top goal scorer. He's been in fantastic form. And then you can see there Fleming, Berry and Farmer are in the average ratings. As far as assists go, we haven't got anybody in there. Player of the matches, we don't have anybody. Clean sheets, nobody. But we do have Warren Lane in the yellow cards, which is nothing really to be excited about. So, transfer-wise, there's been a couple more come in since you were with me. Otis Gill has gone out on loan. But we've brought in 3 or 4 players. So I was looking for a defender and Lewin Nyatanga was available. He'd been released by Lincoln. So we managed him at Crewe, I'm sure we did. I may be wrong, but I'm sure he was with us at Crewe. I can't really remember. But he's in as like a backup. He's 36 now, so he's not in the best of conditions. He struggles sometimes, but he's a good backup to have. He's nowhere near a starter now, but he's fantastic, to have a level head at the back in certain situations. Then there was Andrew Johnston on loan from Blackpool. He's a quick lad, and he's probably the best attacking left-sided midfielder in the league, to be fair. But Ricky Fish has just been in such fantastic form, it's difficult to drop him. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with Ricky. Then there's Levi Monk from Gateshead, who are the league below us. He's a very decent player. He can play the defensive midfielder role really well, and he's just unfortunate at the minute that Naughty Cox is in a fantastic form, because otherwise he'd be starting, there's no doubts about it. Luke Holmes on loan from Brentford. Now, he made his debut in the last match, the 2-2 draw. I was hoping he was going to bring a bit more reassurance to the defence in goal, but he looked very similar to Shotton, so I don't know if maybe we should just stick with Shotton. His ratings are better than Shotton. He's classed as a much better goalkeeper, but Shotton, he's not been terrible. He's conceded quite a few goals compared to what I would like to have conceded. But then again, Luke Holmes didn't look any better. And then last but no means least, he scored against us last time. Look at that. That annoys me. Oh, I wish the normal game hair pat was a bit better and that was over there a bit. But anyway, whatever. Yeah, he scored against us in the last game for Buxton. But he what I was going to say, I've completely lost my train of thought. But he was actually in talks with us to join. I'd actually made an approach for him beforehand, and really pleased that he's joined us. So hopefully he can kick on. He's had a good run at Buxton, but they haven't renewed his contract, so tough on them. As far as the finances are concerned, the club, the board, I don't know what they're doing. They must be like robbing the bank or something. They keep sort of plummeting. They keep sort of pumping in 130k every now and again to try and keep us ticking over, but there's only so long they can do that for, because if they keep doing it throughout the season, you'd think that they would have just put a massive whopping load in all at once rather than just doing it a little bit at a time, but who knows. Anyway, you can see where the income, where they've given us the 130k, so we're making, well, I don't even know, that might not be included in there, but we're making 157 but losing 331 every month at the minute, or in and around about those figures. So we're in financial hell, to be honest, financial hell. Glenfer Fleming is one that I want to try and get him to sign an extension for another year. I mean, he's on £4,500 a week, you know what I mean? He's one of the ones that I kept. I thought, well, I'll keep him just simply because of how good he is, and I knew he'd get us goals. But we can't keep him around for much longer, really, hemorrhaging those wages. So I want to try and cash in on him, but I want more than £56,000. And with his contract ending at the end of the season, that's going to be very difficult. Today, we are coming up against Gainsborough Trinity in the FA Cup qualifiers. But I'm just going to quickly go through and show you some of the stats on the players. So Luke Holmes, you've seen already. Then there's Andrew Johnson, you've seen him as well. Edward Lambert, he's the young striker. I think I showed you him in the last episode when I was going through the signings. He's not played for us yet, but I think he's probably the long-term successor for Fleming if he moves on. We've also got Warren Lane, who in the matches has really long Jesus-like hair, but in here he seems to have short hair, which is a bit bizarre. You'll notice as well, if when I click onto the players, if you have a little look here, you'll notice most of them have only ever played for Bolton. There's quite a lot of them. But yeah, he's an academy product, as is this guy, Jim Liddicoat. He's 31. He's 17, valued at 31k. Again, another good quality striker. We've got plenty of good finishers in the squad. Then there's Levi Monk, who I've just touched on as a new signing. Philip Nixon, the crazy Andy Carroll. He just looks so mean. But yeah, another academy product, captain of the club as well. Very, very reliable player. Been really impressed with him in the opening stages. Lewin Nyatanga, we've obviously gone through. Troy Shotton, you saw last episode when we went through the signings. Bobby Smith, he's another one, another Bolton trainee, local lad as well. 19 years of age. Been a fantastic servant to the club, 113 appearances and 1 goal. There's then Matt Smith, who is 18, also a local lad, Bolton product. And what I did was, I've switched it off now, so I can't use the in-game editor anymore to change any names or anything, until maybe if we put it back on at the beginning of the next season or something, if we need to change any stadium names or whatever. But Matt Smith I've made it so that Matt and Bobby are brothers, just to keep that realism in the game, because you don't get that with regens. You don't get brothers, I don't think, or family members that are regens. So I like to add that just to keep realism going and keep family ties. Ricky Taylor we've already looked at. Gavin Thacker, sounds like you're swearing when you say his name. He's a decent looking player, again, another academy player, but not really going to cut it at the moment in my team, so I'll put him up for loan. Then there is Gareth Walsh, another young lad. He came from Barnsley. He's just been overshadowed by Naughty Cox. He's been overshadowed by Naughty Cox and now Levi Monk. So I don't know what to do with him yet. I'm going to obviously give him a go and see what he can do, but I think his future may lie elsewhere. Joe Warren, haven't given him a go yet, but he's another academy graduate and he's got quite a few goals for them, 12 and 80 appearances, but again, the form of the guys that are in at the minute has kept him out a little bit, but that doesn't mean that he's not going to get involved. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know why I've said that? Because in the match engines, he does not look anything like this. Nothing like this at all. And I just looked at his stats and I thought, I know I haven't played him. And then I thought, when I clicked over, I thought, hang on a minute, Joe Warren, that's the guy on the right. And it is. He's made 10 appearances, scored 2 goals. So ignore what I've just said. It's just this hair pack, because it keeps changing them all the time. I get really confused. But I'm not turning it off because I love the haircut. Josh Wheeler, last season's #1 goalkeeper. He's had a long career, former Wolves player. He's only 24. He's an okay goalkeeper, but he's not great. He's not going to rip up any trees. John Winter, the guy from Man City we touched on last time, he's sort of in and out, gets involved and stuff, but he's only 17, so there's a lot more to come from him, I'm sure. Paul Berry, this 17-year-old, has been absolutely superb for me. Another academy graduate. He has been involved in the attacking midfielder role, and he's been fantastic. Couldn't have asked for anything more from him. He's been setting up goals. He's been playing really, really well, getting involved, getting stuck in and creating plenty of chances and plenty of opportunities and space. Andy Bryan is somebody I've not touched. He's an academy graduate, not played for the club yet, available for loan, not a great player, probably won't get in the team, but who knows. Jacob Butterfield we know about, Matthew Corley we know about, Naughty Cox, we all know about them. Andrew Farmer, another young academy kid, he scored early on in the season, and he's a very good stand-in for when Butterfield's a little bit tired. Could go on to do something really decent for us, but I don't know, it's difficult to tell with him. His stats don't really speak volumes to me. Ricky Fish, the man, the legend. Now, this is his hair at the minute, but then sometimes in the match engine he has like a dreadlock thing, a like black and blonde dreadlock hair, which is pretty cool. But he's been a bloody monster for us. I mean, he's finishing 4 for Christ's sake, but he's got 6 goals. He's been beautiful to see him in action again. It really has. I've forgotten how much of a wonder he was, despite being basically a terrible player. Glenford Fleming, we don't need to talk about him. We've looked at him already. He's an absolute beast. Otis Gill is out on loan at Brackley. He's another academy player. Ronnie Gonzalez, another academy player. He's not been involved yet, but he does actually look fairly okay for this level. Grant Heap hasn't been involved for me yet, another academy player, but he's a good backup for defensive duties at league level anyway. And then Luke Holmes we've had a look at already, and Andrew Johnston we've looked at, Lambert we've looked at. So we're back to where we were. So we're just going to hit submit the team, are we? No. Oh, we can pick 2 more, can't we? Silly boy. Let's pop Shotton on the bench, and should we give Winter a go on the bench? And I'm going to leave Ricky Taylor out the team for today, just for today, just so he gets, because he's only literally just joined, so we want to give him a chance to bed in. I bet I haven't put, no, I knew I hadn't put goals on this time. Okay, there we go. Let's get this game on the road. We're at home today, so I'd like to think we could do better against them what we did at their place, but they look really decent at their place, and that Luke Lofts up top is dangerous. Matt Smith is going to be a problem. I think he's going to be a problem because he picks up a lot of bookings. A lot of bookings. So does Warren Lane, to be honest. He started picking them up quite frequently. Mind you, and Nixon's got one now. Jesus, all we need is Bobby, and then we've got the full set at the back. Picking up bookings. But my God, this bloody game's woeful. But I am enjoying this. The Real Madrid one, it was kind of just like, you know, pick the team, play the match, don't worry about it, you'll probably win. Pick the team, play the match, don't worry about it, you know, that sort of thing. And I apologise if you didn't enjoy it while I was at Real Madrid. It was just something I needed to do. I needed to see what it was like, and it was just too easy. And then that was the point when I thought, nah, man, we've got to do this Bolton project now. We've got to do it. It's got to be done. Has to be done. Got to do it. I'm going to tell them I'm far from pleased because that was woeful. That was absolute piss poor. I just love the fact that of all the 2 names to put together, they put Naughty and Cox. Obviously, Naughty, I had him at Welling when I did the beta save. And was it Adam Cox or something like that? Or Adrian Cox? I've got him at Darlington on my other series. And it's just taken both of those and put them together to create one of the best names ever. Naughty Cox. Right, you get in there. Right, Lambert, come on, because Fleming's having a bit of a shitter. And I'm going to leave Ricky Fish just for a little bit longer. Just in case he wakes up. Sorry if you can hear my dog snoring in the background. He's... We've had a bit of a scare with him. Oh, thank God for that. We had a bit of a scare with him the other night. He actually collapsed. Totally passed out, collapsed, stopped breathing. He's a 9-stone dog. He's a big dog, so we had to lift him using a blanket. We had to put a blanket on him, roll him over, and then use the blanket like a hammock to lift him up. I had to do, like, not CPR, but I had to basically pump his chest. Oh. I suppose it is CPR, isn't it? When people say CPR, they think mouth to mouth. But yeah, I had to basically do CPR on the dog to get him to breathe again. And then we had to carry him, get him in the car, take him to the vets and stuff. He's not been very well, but he seems to be okay now. And basically, some motherfunker... Oh, you're joking me. Shit. I'm going out the FA Cup straight off the bat. Shit. We'll bring Cox off and put Johnston on. Damn it. It's a good corner though. Look at that. Poor from the defence though. And the keeper should have had that. And again, why do the players on the post in Football Manager, why don't they ever like try and stop the ball from going in the net? That's what they're there for. So why don't they do it? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Oh great, Paul, he's broken his finger. He's broken his finger, but he's soldiering on. Because he's hard, he is. Right, that's really aggressive. Demand more, confirm that. Hit play. What will it do there? It's done that. And then let's just change these. No, shoot on sight. Pump the ball forwards. Go route 1. That'll do. That'll do. It's not going to make any difference, but it'll do. Go on. Oh, damn it. I can't believe we've gone out the fucking FA Cup. Bollocks. Right, anyway. Never mind. We'll give them a rollicking. It's just Gainsborough. They just seem to have us sussed. They seem to have us. They have our number. I mean, we were the better team there. We just couldn't score. They had our number that game. That is annoying as hell. But it cannot be changed. So, fuck it. We just have to try and win the FA Trophy instead. Damn straight. Yes, what was that about my dog? It looks as though he was poisoned. Somebody left something in the wood that it would basically... tempt the dog to eat it. He ate it and it poisoned him basically. And yeah, it cost me and my wife 230 quid on the night, and then 35 quid the day after for the vets, and then it cost my mum, God bless her, £146 for return train tickets to Manchester, because we were supposed to be driving up there with her and my old man, and we couldn't go, and we also lost £63 on a hotel room. So that little fucker that left the poison around can rot in hell for me. But anyway, guys, I apologise for the shite result today. It's really demotivated me slightly, but hey, that's football. It's Football Manager for you. You win some, you lose some, you draw some, you get some abandoned, I guess. But anyway, guys, if you're still enjoying this series, remember to drop a like. It helps me out massively. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe and check out some of the other content? You may find other things that you really are cock-a-hoop about. But for now, guys, been an absolute pleasure being in your face. Bye bye.